today what we're going to do is, today we're going to brainstorm and learn a little bit about animals, which is going to help us tomorrow on your writing piece that you have to do tomorrow. So today you won't be using your computers to rewrite everything. Today you will be gathering information, okay? And we're going to do it in a group format with everybody here. Brielle, stay with me, my friend. Okay. I do have, just like every other test that you've seen before, some standard things that I must tell you. Okay. And for this, you're going to need a pencil, which you all have. You're also going to need paper, which I have right here, that Derek is going to come around and he will give one sheet to everybody. Thank you, Derek. Okay. And that is all you'll need for now. We will need some more later, but to start with, these are the tools you need. How many people in 4th grade, when you were in 4th grade, studied animals when you were in 4th grade? Some? Most? Most people? All right, cool. So you all understand what an animal is? Okay, so that's good. Now I start my word for word. Today we're going to have a conversation about animals, which you know about, and zoos. Okay? And first, can anybody tell me what a habitat means? Isabella.
A habitat is where an animal lives. So let's say there is a chameleon that lives in the rainforest, so it's normally this. And it's tropical, and it has all trees, and they live in the trees.
Okay. So everybody could hear what she was saying? Okay, Maddie, put it away.
Should I put it in the locker?
What's that? No, just put it underneath your chair, please. Okay. A chameleon, their habitat is in the woods where it's damp and there's a lot of forage that they can hide under. Would you find them in the desert?
Nope.
No, that's a different type of habitat. What animal would you find in a desert habitat?
A camel.
Kevin?
You would probably find a camel.
Okay, you'd probably find a camel. Somebody has a second option for a desert animal. Maddie?
A snake.
Snakes, very popular in the desert they are. Okay. All right, so read along up on the board with me, because okay, we already talked about it, and here is like a Webster's dictionary definition, if you will. Eileen. Thinking of you, Eileen. And I have a place for type of phrase where a animal. See if you can try to forecast what is going to come next. Naturally
Or normally.
or normally
Sleeps.
lives or
Or eats. Grows.
grows. Okay? So that is their definition that they give us. Okay? Habitat, it's a place or type of place where a plant or animal naturally or normally grow. Very similar to what Arabella was saying with regards to the chameleon. Isabel was saying with regards to the chameleon. Okay? Very much fits in. But today we're going to think about different habitats of animals. And let's see, what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, Tori, you're gonna join this group, little corner section here. Derek and Maggie, you guys are gonna turn around, so you guys are all working on this table here. Regina, you're gonna come up here, join this group. Okay, and you actually, there's a chair right here, so you can come up and join us, bring your pencil and paper. This group of 5 right here is gonna work together. So you guys are all going to convene over here. Everybody in the back, you guys are gonna be a larger group. So Colin, you're gonna turn, Paul, you're gonna turn, Alexis, you're gonna turn, and everybody's gonna kind of join in right here. So bring it on. Now, in your groups, I'm going to put some extra paper in the middle of your table. This is only if you need it. I'm going to give you a task to do as a group that you will need to do. So, the first thing you will need to do they want one paper. Let's see. You need to write this on your own paper. So you're working together as a group, but you're going to write your information down on your own paper. This paper that you're using is going to be used tomorrow for information purposes. So please make sure that when you're typing it, that it is legible, or writing it, that it is legible and you can read it. Okay? And if you're not sure that you've got everything, you will have time at the end to be able to look over other notes at your table group to make sure that you have everything written down that you want to write down. Now, the question I have for you is, what do you know about zoos? Discuss what you know about zoos in your group. If you haven't been to a zoo, that's okay. Tell your partners what you know about zoos. You're not writing anything down yet. You're just having a conversation. What is a zoo? What do you think a zoo is? What are your experiences? Do that now.
It's a it has habitats for all animals but dolphins. No, they can live in the zoo. Oh yeah, any kind of animal can live there.
Live in an aquarium?
Yeah, an elephant, like SeaWorld. No. Yeah. Well, yeah. All the animals live there. Usually in an aquarium. Most. Well, not birds can. Yeah. Cows. Yeah, like actually they got like one time I can't have like pigs and owls. So most owls go with dogs. But those are birds. Yeah, but they live at zoos. What? A zoo.
Yeah, what we're talking about.
Most of the animals that's like a short club. Yeah, that's we went on it, and there were ducks, and we got to feed them. And it was red. There are normal tigers. There are animals that are out of the United States. They could be from like kangaroos. Kangaroos can go like like zebras, monkeys. Well, like in many. You can pet some this wild animal. Yeah. Hey.
You don't really see a tiger just in your backyard.
There are lions. Camels can live there. You can ride camels. I got to be on the
Of course, there's lions.
You wouldn't just randomly decide and you see a tiger.
Yeah, plants grow there.
So you like stray dogs and they are knocking your door. Tiger knocks on your door.
They're fish.
They are.
They're
I don't think it's possible. A stray dog.
I don't think zoos have. But in aquariums. Yeah,
Yeah, like
I've never been.
what did you say?
I just said that, like, they usually there, it's not their natural habitat.
Yeah, some of them can be when they are going inside like hamsters are and people keep them. And there's not like dogs and cats. Yeah, there are dogs and cats. Well, yes, there's not wolves in a zoo. Yes, there are. Yes.
And there are big cats like tigers and
Wild, like wildcat mouse. But I mean, like, they don't have. You don't just see like monkey, tiger, or no, amusement parks. I'm
10 seconds to wrap it up.
There's a New York zoo in the United States. You don't see wild. Yeah, there's not. There's only one zoo in the whole. Yeah, but that's for animals. Like, I don't even think there's. You can see.
They're the weird snake people.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, none. I'm gonna go over to group number 1. Group number 1, tell me something about the zoo.
Oh, zoos have animals.
Okay,
There are lots of habitats.
lots of different habitats. Group number 2 in the back, what do you guys got back there?
Well, at zoos you don't see, well, like there's animals that you don't see every day.
Okay, like
Zebras and like
Monkeys,
zebra,
tigers,
monkeys, tigers.
we actually have one. What do you mean?
Okay,
There's some things for
alright, let's come over here to group number 3. Group number 3, what do you guys have about the zoo? What did you notice, what did you talk about?
Well, we talked about like the zoo is a place where people go to see tigers, lions, hippos.
Okay. Animals that you don't normally see, right? So far I've heard tigers, I've heard lions, I've heard hippos, I've heard monkeys. Okay, so there's more, there's a lot more. Okay, how many people have been to a zoo? Raise your hand if you've been to a zoo. Most people, that's pretty good. Right. Hands are down. Now what I want you to do is a zoo is a place, once again coming back to my script voice now. A zoo is a place where many kinds of animals are kept so that people can see them. I've heard that in conversations that you guys were having. Let's think about what it might be like for animals to live in the zoo and what it is like for animals to live in the wild. In your group, choose an animal that you might find at the zoo. And we put some examples up here. We had tigers, monkeys, lions, hippos. Some of the other examples is they also give leopards, they also have parrots. When you think of birds, deer are also in zoos. Think of them, just stay with me 10 minutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. You'll have a minute to talk about it. Okay? Then what I want you to do, okay, is I want you to make a list using the paper that you have. I want you to make a list of what it is like for that animal to live in the wild and what it is like for that same animal to live in the zoo. Okay? What is it like, if you chose monkey for example, what is it like for a monkey's habitat to live in the wild? What is it like when he lives in a zoo? Okay? And I'll give you a few minutes to create this list. Go. What's that? Yep, you all pick, you pick one animal as a group, and you find out what is their life like in the zoo, and what is their life like in the wild. Make a list. Yes, you have to have the same animal for the group.
I agree on the left hand.
You know, like, yeah, you don't go when you go to our zoo. Okay. Do we work together to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna put A on zoo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, none. You might want to consider, as I draw up here, we've done this for chocolate milk, just do a simple T-chart on your paper. And over here you could put zoo, and over here you could put wild, and then make your list. What is it like for that animal in the wild? What is it like in the zoo? Go.
Oh my god. Do you guys want to do one size bigger than the other, but
Okay, at the zoo, it gets food by the workers.
wait.
In the wild, they can roam free, but at the zoo, they can't.
And they can.
Monkeys can't. Did you know people don't? What are you talking about?
I just say can't.
Wrong. Right here, just put it on wild.
That's what we're doing.
You're supposed to say
Food by the workers. And then for the other side, just do the opposite. Has to
fend
fight.
for themselves.
Has to find food.
Fend for themselves. That means that they have to fight for themselves instead of getting medical treatment.
Let's do the same one. Hey, honey badger.
Honey badger. We all have people looking at Yeah, they have to be. They are watched every second. Well, yeah, let's do what? This is kangaroo.
I said find food on its own.
We get
Okay, so you have about a minute left, so you need to pick an animal and get going.
Colin.
People look at them.
Okay, I meant literally a Colin.
People look at them in the zoo.
Yeah.
You can't just start a group.
We can't.
Just an apple.
No, you have to have one as a group. One as a group.
Yeah, the kids don't get to go outside and live for the rest of their lives outside. They have to be
There's 30 seconds left to make your list.
Yeah, I know. Just say can't go outside. They can't get out of their cage.
It says that. It says can't run free. That's basically what it says.
I said run. Wait, we should get some another wild.
I have 3.
What's the next one?
I said has to find food on its own, has to roam free, and don't have people looking at them.
Zebras in the zoo that we go to,
There's a statue of a zebra.
In the wild, they have to worry about like survivors.
I know.
Yeah, that's what fend for themselves.
By making it all about us.
They.
And while they're allowed to run around the tree, and while there.
No, I have this good thing.
You can go.
What is it? I don't know how to say it. They live in different countries. So kangaroos live in Australia. Some of them are shipped to United States, and people have to look at them there. They get shipped to other countries. Live in different climates.
okay, for which one? So like for wild zoo.
That's in the middle. That's gonna be in the middle.
Oh, should John
They're feed by bowls.
We can go like this and that. No, you can put it right there.
Okay, let's do it. So for wild.
No, only get the middle. Only use the middle. No, only use like that. Why? This is the middle.
Oh, it's small.
Or just write it over again.
I don't want to write it. We don't have enough time. Can I just like, yeah, let's take an extra paper.
Make it big. Okay, place we got.
That. Oh.
Okay. Lion.
That didn't happen.
Okay, 30 seconds to wrap it up.
Okay. No, just put the middle. Just put the middle thing. Different climates.
Like just pray and then they walk around.
No, just write something in the middle. I'm gonna. We don't have to. I know what to put in the middle of this. Live in different places.
They can eat all the meat they want for a while.
Just put it in the middle. Stuff in the middle. Okay, don't write anything else on that. I'm gonna.
I think so, yeah.
And like monkeys.
Because in the wild, think about it, they died so much earlier because they didn't get so
But they have a big one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you've had the opportunity now to pick an animal. You've had an opportunity to take a look at him and say, what is life like for this animal in the wild and what is it like in the zoo? Group number 3, I'll start over here. What animal did you guys go with? Okay, so we have chimpanzee. Group number 1, what animal?
Kangaroo.
Chimpanzee, kangaroo. Group number 2,
Zebra.
zebra. All right, so group number 3. Go ahead. So what is the difference for a chimpanzee? You know, when you look at a chimpanzee, what is it like for a chimpanzee to live in a zoo? Let's just talk about the zoo for a minute. Kevin?
So, in the zoo, they have little trees. In the zoo, they're trapped in a cage too.
Okay, they have little trees.
Well, they have a couple of trees and bananas. They're fed bananas.
Okay. All right, so they're fed bananas. Right? Okay, they live in a cage. Anything else for a zoo to add to that?
They're unharmed.
They're unharmed or safe. Okay, yep. Anything else? How about in the wild? What do you got in the wild, Tori?
In the wild, they're allowed to run around, and there's lots more trees. In the wild, they're unharmed.
Okay, Tori, I'm going to stop you for a minute because the brainstorming's done. Pencils are down. Please be respectful to the speaker. Try again, Tori. Yes, please.
In the wild, they are allowed to run around. There's lots of trees. In the wild, they are unharmed, allowed to be with families. In the wild, they eat what they want and drink what they want.
Okay, Kevin?
Okay. In the wild, they can eat all the bananas they want.
As long as they can find them.
Well, yeah, but there's banana trees.
Yep, so if they're hungry, they eat. Okay. Let's come over to the, which one did you do, kangaroo? All right, so kangaroo, what is life like for a kangaroo?
It gets fed by humans.
Okay, is this in the zoo? Fed by humans, yep.
It can't run free in the zoo.
Okay, can't run free.
And they have like people looking at them in the zoo.
They have people looking at them all the time.
And it doesn't have to worry about predators.
Ooh, no predators, safe. Okay. How about the wild? Isabella?
They send for their food.
Same thing. I'm going to come back to group number 3. Who were kind of disappointed when the other groups were rude to you guys, and now you're returning the favor. Try again.
They send for themselves. They find food on their own, no people looking at them. And also we put a little circle in the middle for the differences. They live in different places. It's supposed to, because we didn't know where they lived.
What do you mean they live in different places?
Kangaroos live in Australia, but they can get shipped to the United States to live in.
Okay. So different geographical location.
Different environment.
Okay. All right, and in the back we had zebra, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What do we have for our zebras?
In the zoo, they live in sandy sanctuaries.
They live in sandy sanctuaries?
Yeah, because
Okay.
they don't have access. And then in the wild, they live in Africa.
Well, let's stay with the zoo side first.
Oh, okay.
Let's just stay with the zoo.
Lives 15 to 20 years and is not fed meat. It does not. It only eats leaves.
Only eats leaves in the zoo. Okay. And what else do we have? Anybody else have anything for in the zoo?
Lives in sandy cages. And they're fed by people.
And fed by people. Okay. And when you say sandy cages, do you mean like beach sand or do you mean sawdust?
Probably just sand. Like when I go to the zoo, they usually have like sand up for them.
Okay.
It's kind of like sand stuff.
It's
All right.
where we're
And how about in the wild? What do you guys have for the wild for zebras?
They live in places like Africa for 10 to 21 years. Their predators are
10
like,
to 12 years.
oh,
So they don't live as long? in the
Yeah,
wild?
because they can't. And
and then like the predators, lions, and like other meat eaters like that. They eat leaves and plants from trees.
Right, so they're not safe. They eat leaves and plants.
From trees.
Okay.
they have watering holes.
It says
Yeah.
Holland.
They have watering holes. Okay. Anything else to add? That good? Okay. So as we make our list, you can start to see that there are some common things between a zoo and the wild, and there are some differences. Okay? Up here on the whiteboard, you'll see that I have, remember, don't laugh at my artwork.
It's fabulous.
Those are my circles.
It's fabulous, though.
I have zoo over here, and I have the wild over here. What I'm looking for from you guys now is, I want to fill this in. This is my Venn diagram, and I want to fill it in. I want to know about what is life like for an animal in the zoo, here. And that's for all animals. I want something that's for all animals. What is something that they have in the wild that they would not have in a zoo? What goes in the middle?
Food.
What goes in the middle of my Venn diagram,
Things
Isabella?
Stuff that are the same.
Stuff that are the same.
What if you already know
Okay.
how to do it?
Okay? Now, who can give me something for the zoo part? Let's fill in some things on the zoo part. Kevin?
For chimpanzees in the zoo,
Nope. Just animals
oh yeah.
in general.
So, for animals in the zoo, they have their little special areas, like their little houses and stuff.
Okay.
They have houses and water.
And are they small or large?
Some are small, some are large.
Sizes.
I'll put down houses. Okay. Molly?
Or just take care of them.
So the people taking care of them. Nope. Okay, what else do we have on the zoo side for animals? Maddie,
Fed by people.
so people taking care of them, I'll put / eating. Because they do it all, right? The zookeepers?
Yeah, they
They
just
do
like
it all. Okay,
spoil
Isabella?
things.
They are being looked at.
What do you mean?
So there's normally a glass or a cage
So
that will block them
they're
out.
being watched.
Yeah. They're being observed.
Okay, anything else? The life of an animal in the zoo. So, if I'm living in a zoo, I might have a house, I might have people taking care of me, and I might be watched, but that's about it.
People like
Okay, Molly?
stick
They can't run free. They can run around, but they're in a small area. Okay?
They can't escape from
Okay,
it.
Jay?
It's always like loud in the zoo.
Okay. I'll put loud. What else do we have? There's somebody I haven't heard from. And she has the same hands, Molly.
No predators.
Yeah, they're safe.
Unless they're crickets.
They're cricket.
Okay? Isabella?
Or butterfly.
Cage.
They're forever.
Okay? How about on the wild side?
Ew,
What
the
does it look
wild
like on
side.
the wild side? Take your animal to the wild side.
The wild side.
They are
Free to do what?
Stuff.
like run around.
Free to
Free to
roam.
roam? Okay. Let's see, Colin?
They're predators. They'll try to be eaten. Yum yum.
Okay. Bowman?
They run fast.
They run fast?
Yep.
Free to roam / run. Can add that in. Okay. Alexis?
Don't live as long.
Okay.
They don't live as long.
They can.
No?
No.
Yeah,
No, they live longer in the wild, I thought.
Yeah, sometimes, yes.
Not
Yeah.
like a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Don't live as long. Why do you think they might not live as long? I'm going to go back to the zebras in the back because you guys talked about it in your group. Okay. Why don't they live as long? What?
Because predators eat them.
Because
predators
they're
eat
yummy.
them.
And they,
They're yummy.
because like predators eat them, like lions eat the zebras and stuff.
Okay.
Because they're yummy.
So perhaps as the animal gets older, kind of like Mr. B here, I can't quite run as fast as you guys can. So if Mr. Lion comes after us, who's he going to get? He's going to get me, great. You know, but it's kind of the life of the zebra as well. That's why they don't live as long. But Molly, you had something to add to that too, why they don't live as long. Okay? So there's no,
They're people to be their mommies.
no, that's not how it works either. They take care of themselves. So they don't have medicine if they get sick, if they break a leg, they don't have somebody to put a cast or splint on it. They have Mr. Lion to come help them out with that broken leg.
Yeah.
He's more than willing to come help them out. Eileen?
They have to hunt and find food first.
They have to hunt. Okay? Kevin?
Well, they have more room. They have more room to play around and they have more room to play
Okay.
around and run around and explore.
Yeah, well, that comes up with more, free to roam or run. Regina?
They don't have people looking at them all the time.
Okay.
No people to stop.
And not around people. Okay? Isabella?
They have to fend for themselves.
Okay, fend for themselves, take care of themselves, same thing here. Okay, now what I want to know, go ahead, Derek, I haven't heard from you yet, I'll add one
They
more.
can eat whatever they want.
Well, not whatever they want, because they have to catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like in a zoo, they like feed you whatever they want. They're like processed nuts or whatever.
This is why.
So they have a little bit of a choice of food. You know, in other words, if I don't like the oak leaves that are nearby, I'm gonna go to the beach area over here where the beech trees are, and eat those instead, because I like them. In the zoo, you can't do that, you got what they did.
Or you can just eat your partner.
Now what I want to do is, in the middle here, in the middle section, I want to make a list of things that animals have both in the zoo and in the wild. What do they have that they both share? Okay? Maddie?
Food.
Okay? So they do get food. Derek? Tori?
Trees.
Okay? What do you mean?
Like, well, they don't have trees in the zoo because maybe in their habitat they have a real tree. And
Okay.
while they're
Does the black widow spider have a tree?
maybe Maybe, yes.
So if it's a large animal that uses a tree, yes. But what if it was a snake? Maybe a snake might use a tree. What if it was a mouse? Maybe not. No? What if it was the naked mole rat? Naked mole rat doesn't need a tree, so a tree wouldn't really work. Do they have the same habitat? So here's Isabella's question. Here's Isabella's question for you guys. She said habitat should go here. Do they have the same habitat?
Because all the animals are.
Okay.
But they have homes. They all have houses. Not houses.
Okay, not houses. Well, I want to go back to habitats first, because remember, for habitats, we're not talking about a specific animal, we're talking about all animals. And is every animal, are their habitats the same in the zoo as they would be in the wild?
No. What? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
What?
They are.
the same?
Well, they're similar.
You know, they're as close as they can be. Why do they do that in the zoo? Because they want the animal to be as comfortable as possible. Okay. What else goes that they both have?
They have the space to eat, to drink, to sleep.
They do, but the space is different. In the wild, they have all the space that they want. Here, they have limited space. So that's not the same. Alexis? I'm sorry? In the wild, somebody made reference, I think it was the group in the back made reference.
Zebra.
Is if you're in the wild, then you have all of your family around with you. But in the zoo, you may or may not have your family.
They might have
you got-
separated you. Like one of them could be in
You
Los
might have gotten
Angeles.
shipped to a
and then
different
could be in, like,
zoo
New
altogether.
Zealand.
Alexis?
They both have animals.
They're both animals.
That's
No.
true fact. But they do.
My question is, what is the same or difference about animals in a zoo or a wild?
Oh.
Yeah, so, yeah, we are talking about animals in general, so,
Well, that would go in if we weren't like talking
Okay.
about.
so, but basically, you hit it, where they all get food, they all have water, they all have a habitat. Perhaps the only thing that I might add to that, besides the dot on my eye,
Ooh, bad. Play.
you go to a zoo and you watch the animals in the area, and you get to watch them play around with each other. Most of the time they kind of sleep, but usually sometimes you'll see them playing around with each other, and you'll see it, if you watch it on TV, you'll see the animals out there and they get to play together as well.
They get to sleep and eat.
Okay? Yep.
Food, water, drink. Go to the bathroom. That's what she said. Sleep and
Now I put down sleep, and then next to sleep I put live, because you could also say, well, they can breathe. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, we can
They
do
can't
that.
open the
You
door.
know, they can walk. Yay, you know, I mean, you can make these small things, and you could really go on and on with it. But when you add them all up, whether it be playing or sleeping, they're alive, they're living. Okay? They're living here, and they are here as well. Tomorrow, when we do part 2 of this assignment, okay, you will be drawing on this information that we've drafted here up on the board.
Should we make that thingy?
I'm sorry?
Should we make that thingy?
Okay, and I don't know for sure whether or not you'll be able to use this information or not. I may erase it and it might be gone all completely, and you have to log it up here in your noggin and save it, lock it away, and save it for tomorrow.
So we have to like make one of those?
Nope, I'm not saying that. You'll have to wait till tomorrow. However, the information we talked about today is going to be very important about what we're going to do for tomorrow. Okay? Please make sure that you write your name on the paper that you drafted on the table. Isabella's going to come around, and she will collect everybody's paper. Okay, Tori's going to come around, she will collect the blank paper that has not been used. And then you can head on back to your seats. and I'll tell you what's coming next.